So just find your hands on your body if that feels good for you. And if it feels safe to close your eyes and tune in, you can do that too. And we'll take a couple of deep breaths here, in through the nose and out with an open and relaxed jaw. And two more like that. And last one. And we're going to say to ourselves, I speak the truth with courage. And just let me know how resonant it feels on a scale of 1 to 5. And take note for yourself. 5 being yes, totally, I do. And 1 being never have I ever. Okay. Bella's a 5. Amazing. I'm like feeling around a 3, kind of holding center, maybe less, maybe more. All right. So let's start on the side of the hand, and we'll just bring up all the uncomfortable truths around speaking our truth. I don't always speak the truth with courage. There's been a lot of times where I have swallowed my truth. And there have been a lot of times where I've just taken someone else's truth and made it mine. And I don't want to blame or shame myself for this at all. I recognize this as part of my evolutionary brain that wants to fit in to survive. I recognize this as some of my good girl conditioning, where good girls don't stir the pot. And I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself for this behavior and this old belief. And I can see now it's not serving me as I step into my matriarchy. When I look at other leaders that I admire, they speak the truth with courage. That's actually one of the things that I find myself so drawn to. So this idea that I have to be nice and sweet and sugarcoat the truth actually leaves a really bitter taste in my mouth. And maybe it's even a form of self-abandonment for me. And sometimes I don't want to say it because I know that I might trigger someone. And in a lot of ways, triggering can feel like harm, even though I know it's not about me. But sometimes I just don't want to deal with the emotional fallout either. I have all of these reasons to not speak the truth with courage. And they can be really compelling if I get in my head about it. But when I feel into my body, it feels so much better to let my truth out and stand behind it. So even though in the past I have not felt very strong in my truth, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. All right, let's pause and take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Wow, I'm tingling, y'all. When you're ready to exhale, just let it go, and you can shake and shimmy and do whatever you need to do. I'm remembering, like, this weekend I was hanging out with a group of ladies and they were talking about clenching their jaws, and they're like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Like medical intervention. And I was like, what's left unsaid in your life? And it was just like, awkward truth drop. And I was like, all right, well, anyways, the crudité is so delicious. Oh, yeah. The truth. How are you feeling? Yawn. I saw some yawns.
Yeah, I had a lot of good release. So some farts, some burps, some yawns, and then yeah, at the end I felt like super tingly, like all this energy in my body.
Cool.
And there wasn't I'm just trying to think, there was like one that like hit me. Oh, it was the thing about the matriarchy.
Mm.
For some reason just like felt weird in my body as I step into my matriarchy. And the other thing that was coming through was not just like speaking the truth, but like living the truth, being the truth.
Mm. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, and matriarchy might not resonate for anyone kind of coming through this again. And um, for myself in my mid 30s, these are not my maiden years. These are my mother years. If we're talking triple goddess shit. And it is kind of strange too for me to wear that mantle because I am not a mother, although being a teacher is like being a mother in some ways. Um, yeah, stepping into leadership really, I think was the key I was playing with there. And I love that being truth. Mm. Mm. All right, let's go in at the top of the head and we will install some new software around courageous truth. Let's go. It's safe for me to speak my courageous truth. And maybe that feels like a leap for me. Maybe I can start just like I would start going back to the gym. And speak like a 5-pound truth and work my way up to the barbell and then start adding plates on. But I already know that I have the capacity to speak my truth and be my truth. And this does require some soul searching for me. And any little voices that are telling me that it's a waste of time or I'm being narcissistic or ridiculous, they can just get in the back of the bus because I'm not listening right now. It's important for me to discover my fierce and powerful truth. And it's okay for it to change. When it comes to speaking courageous truth into the lives of others, I want people to trust me to do that. I want people to say, Emily is a radical truth teller. I want the people around me to know that if there was something fuckety going on, I would say something. It no longer feels good for me to stuff my truth down. And I no longer feel like I need to preserve people's feelings. And I know that I can speak courageous truth without being a total dickhead. I don't need to go from like 0 to 300. I want truth to flow from my lips. I want my authentic self to open the floodgates of my truth. And may my truth come out with compassion, always. Knowing that the most compassionate thing I can do is tell the truth. And trust someone else's capacity to hold it. And trust my own capacity to work and play with any fallout and difficulty. There's this cultural belief that the truth hurts. And I'm not down with it. I've worked with plenty of coaches and mentors who have told me the truth, and I knew that it was coming from love. Those truths helped me become who I am today. And I can totally tune in to how spicy they might have felt in the moment. And truth is resonant. So when I heard something that rang through my body as truth, I always circled back. It's safe for me to give and receive courageous truth. I desire this as a benchmark in my life. And I know that the more I trust my truth, the more I'll find my people. And I do all of this with mindfulness and right action. With the intention to not self-abandon. And to love others the same way that I love myself. By seeing and speaking and being truth. I am releasing this old programming of sugarcoating, of beating around the bush, and of stuffing my truth down. And I'm clearing it today on a cellular level. I am ready to step into my courageous truth. I see myself like a sexier, less bearded Gandalf. Who always told it like it was. And who has the power to speak courageous truth at all times. It is easy for me to speak the truth. It is easy for me to live my truth. And I deeply approve of my truth. And so it is. All right, take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release nice and slow when you're ready.